Any guesses what all of these are? If you said those are targets that you use to teach your dog to nose target to, you'd be absolutely correct. And today I'm going to show you how to write a lesson plan so you can train your dog to nose target. If you're coming here because you were listening to podcast 60, where I promised I would teach you how to write a lesson plan, welcome. If you're coming here because you watched the first episode in the video series all about targeting with your dog, welcome. In that first video, I talked about why I love using targets, how I was using them back when I did movies and television commercials with my dogs 30 years ago, and why I prefer them over things like food lures or luring with my hands. I also, in that last video, I gave you examples of 15 key behaviors that you could teach with your dog. Today, it's all about zeroing in on how to teach a nose touch and how to write a lesson plan so that your dog doesn't suffer through many mistakes. Hi, I'm Susan Garrett, and today I have a demo dog who is a 5-month-old puppy. His name is Mission. He is a puppy of one of my dogs, Momentum. And the good thing is I can't use a tug toy for him today because he had some dental surgery. And so it gives me an opportunity to show you, for those of you whose dog won't tug, what you can do to do those ever important balance breaks in between your work. First, I got to get rid of some of these. But let me tell you, this probably is my favorite target stick to use to teach a dog to nose touch. Why do I love it? Now, first of all, it's called the Clik Stick. It's made by Terry Ryan. It's got a little ball which helps zero in the dog's attention. It's got a built-in clicker. It's also got a little clip that you can put it on your waistband if you want, and it telescopes, and it's pretty sturdy even out at a long length. So I love this one. However, you'd have to order it. This is a poor man's alternative. So this one also telescopes, doesn't have the clicker, but I'll show you how you can make a clicker attached to it. It doesn't have a little ball, but it's got a pink foam on the end. And I picked this up at the dollar store for $1. I actually looked for it on Amazon. You can buy this from Amazon. Guess how much? $0. I've never seen anything on Amazon for $0. You just pay for shipping. So cool. So those are two that I like to use routinely. Today, for Mission has never seen a nose target before, so you get to see what it's like starting from the beginning. I'm going to use something that's super simple. You could make something like this. This is just a dowel from the hardware store. You could put tape on the end for your target, or this is just a wiffle ball. I've got a big one and I've got a small one. This is also a great target. It's just a fly swatter. It might be a little chewed because my now past Jack Russell Terrier mix loved fly swatters. So this is something that I might have used when I was doing movie work where I wanted to target the dog from further away. And I just got it fancied all up for this video, right? Dream big, everyone. You got a dog, you gotta dream big. This was probably the first ever target stick I bought. I liked it because it folded up and you could put it into your training bag, but really and truly those telescoping ones are far, far better, so I really don't use this one very much. Today, with Mission, we're doing a homemade one. Who doesn't have a spoon in your cupboard? Get a spoon, tape a clicker to the handle. Ta-da! We can all start training our dogs today. All right, so let's talk about our training plan. I'm just going to give this puppy cookies every now and again because I want to reward him for staying on his bed like a good soldier. Yes, you're a super good boy. Let's get down to our training plan. First of all, every good training plan, you've got to have a goal. My goal is to have the dog touch this target and keep touching until I mark it. Am I going to get that with him in the first session? Highly unlikely, but that's our overall goal of teaching a nose target. What may go wrong with this? Well, a lot of dogs, especially if you're using something like this, they end up wanting to bite the target. So you need to know whenever you're writing a lesson plan, what may go wrong so that you can jump the gun and avoid. What can I do to train it in a way that my dog gets it and I don't have things that go wrong? So they might target the wrong end. So a lot of dogs, because our hand's at this end, they might want to target at that end. And Again, if you see that, what you might do is bring your hand up to this end so that the dog doesn't have any options but to target up near the top. Vocalizing may also go wrong. I personally don't like to reinforce a dog who's vocalizing, so I make sure I break the behavior down so small that the dog isn't going to vocalize, because they're never going to be frustrated because of the way we're training them. He's bounced out, almost asleep. What a good boy. What is the success criteria? Whenever I'm writing a lesson plan, I've got to know, what does it look like when we're right? And it is that the dog keeps not touching, and there isn't any of the things I don't want, and they keep touching until I say we're good. What is our equipment we're going to use? Well, today we're going to use a spoon. We're going to use a clicker. I've got a clicker twice, so you might have a clicker or a clicker. I'm not sure. You know what? That could be scotched. Oh, we got tape there. So a reward mix. On my podcast, I talked about the ever important reward mix, because this puppy hasn't worked with me since he was 7 weeks old, and he's 5 months now. Because he's never trained in this room since he was 5 weeks old, and he's 5 months old now. And because I'm training a brand new behavior, I've got a very high reward mix. So I've got roast beef, I've got venison, and I've got homemade tuna brownies. I want to keep the value for him working super high. All right, I've got a leash to minimize my environment, and I've got all my cookies that I'm going to be using. I'll keep some in a bowl, and I'll put some in my pouch. I've got a tripod and a video so that I can go back and watch my mechanics and make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible for the puppy. And BB idea. I know what my balance break idea is. I'm going to do some hand touching. I'm going to do some retrieving of this toy, and there's cookies that go in the toy. So I've already got it preloaded with a little piece of roast beef. So those are the things I'm going to use, because I can't do tugging with him. My environment. All my other dogs are at the far end of the house, except for Swagger. He likes to supervise what we're doing here. I'm in the bedroom, the door is closed, I have him on leash, video's ready. So all of this you've got to do before, most people just go, I'm just going to train my dog. If you want to set your dog up for success, you've got to do, this is what a lesson plan looks like. This is what my lesson plan looks like. And now I've got to think about the actual behavior. So now we're going to talk about the training protocol. For me, I like to think about what's the end look like and reverse engineer it. So the end is my dog is touching the target. Now, we're not going to get there today. He will touch it. I have confidence in that, but we're probably not going to get multiple touches. After he touches, I'm going to give him a cookie. Then I have to reload. But if I keep that out there, he's going to want to touch it, and I'm not going to be ready. So it's really important that the last thing I do is reload and get ready for the next repetition, but I have to remove the spoon before I go for my cookie. So he's touched. What's the thing I do before removing it? I reward him. And where am I going to reward him? I'm going to reward him right at the spoon. If I reward him just from my navel, what's going to happen is he's going to start targeting down here. So I want to reward him right out at the spoon so he doesn't come in, because the cookies are going to be in my little pouch here. Before I reward him, what am I going to do? I'm going to mark it. I'm going to use the clicker. And before I mark it, what have I got to do? I've got to observe what he's doing so that I know, that's what I like and that's what I'm going to reward. And before I observe anything, I've got to present the target. So that's the first thing you do in the training. So I'll have it behind my back maybe, bring it out. That's what he's going to go, what's that? And then I'm going to go, yeah, that's something, it's fun. He's never seen it. And he's going to want to come in. What I'm going to do now, to start, I'm going to make sure I don't get biting of the spoon by clicking before his mouth gets too close, right? So at first, as soon as he looks and comes closer, I'm going to click and reward. And I'm actually going to amplify my training, because I've got a spoon here. I'm going to start this by just giving him a cookie off of the spoon. So he thinks, well, that spoon's really cool. I'm going to give him 2 cookies off of that. That's what I'm going to do to start this. And then I'm going to put it behind my back and I'm going to present it. And he's going to go, hey, that thing just produced cookies for me. So he's going to step towards it. I'm going to click him and reward him before he actually touches it. I'm going to put it behind my back. Remember, I've got to remove so that I can reload. And then I'm going to present. I'm going to observe what he's going to do, mark what I like, reward near the end of the spoon, remove the spoon, reload. Now, my removing the spoon for a dog who understands this might be I click, I reward, and the removing of the spoon might mean I move it over here. I might move it down here. That's removing. As the dog's eating the food, as I'm getting a new cookie, I'm moving the spoon at the same time. What's important is that you never leave that target out there unless you have a reward ready that you can feed the dog quickly. Super important. So we're going to first do a dog chair rehearsal. You don't want to rehearse with your dog. You want to rehearse with a chair where you're going to practice your mechanics. For example, if you were going to just say, I'm going to try with a target stick, what that would look like is you have to now hold the clicker, hold the target stick, and have cookies ready in your hand. So you've got to rehearse presenting it to a chair and clicking and rewarding. So let's present it to a bird. There we go. This is going to be my presentation of my target stick. Now I'm not going to use that, and I'm not going to click this because I don't want the puppy to think that he's going to get anything. So I'm just going to mark it, and I'm going to use the word mark because it doesn't mean anything to him. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cookie there. I'm going to give the bird some roast beef, and he's not a blue jay, so he's not interested in my roast beef. And then once I've got that, so I know my mechanics, and now what I'm going to do is I got a cookie ready. This is my bird dog, so let's call it a, wire hair pointer, let's say. And I'm going to present, I would like him touching this end of the stick. So I'm going to present it, and I'm not going to put it in his face. I'm going to put it, like if he's there, I might put it in this hand and go boom. And he's going to go, what's that? That just gave me some cookies. And when he comes towards it, I'm going to say, mark, quickly feed, reload. And this is what you're going to do. Chair rehearsals, guys. Let's not mix up our dogs. Let's get the mechanics of you right first. And then boom, comes towards it, a mark, reward, boom. You get that done. So are you doing this? That's not right. It's present, observe, mark what you like, reward right near the end, and then we're going to start all over again. Okay? Let's try it with the puppy. All right, we do have somebody that might need to move. You can pan down and let's see our resident expert that's going to tell the puppy that maybe he can do it better. So we have to move you because the puppy might not want to work with you there, buddy. Okay, can you get your thing, Swagger? And you can come over here and hop it up in that bed. This one right here, bud. Look. Swaggy, hop it up. Good. Now, the puppy is asleep, and so I'm going to wake him up just with some hand targets. Mister. Hi! You want to play with your Grammy? I'm going to step on his leash. Break! Mission! This is my mom's behind the camera. Mission! Yeah! Good! There we go! Yes! Good! So I can't tug with him. I'm just going to get this out of the way. I can't tug with him because of his teeth. Good! So I want to get him to change his physiology by moving him. So I might do a turn. Good. There we go. So now I'm going to grab my spoon and I'm going to go, ready? Get it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Okay, we'll try one more. This time I'm going to kind of stick. I'm going to use a tuna brownie and stick it. So good. So it doesn't fall off the spoon. Yeah, I'll do one more with a tuna brownie. Okay, and then put that on there. Ready? Get it. Good. Okay, so now we're ready for the real thing. I've got one cookie ready. I'm going to put this down. He's going to walk towards it, and I clicked him just for walking towards it. Do you notice he doesn't have to touch it? Good. So I'm going to probably do 5 without letting him touch it. And every time I get it out of the way. Good. So if the dog doesn't move right away, what you can do is move it behind your back and then bring it back out. And if he still doesn't move, turn him in a circle. Come on, little man. Yeah. There you go. Good. Now I'm going to see if he'll touch it. Let's go in a circle, buddy. What are you doing? Come on, let's go in a circle. Here we go. There we go. Nice. And now I'm going to do a little balance break. Get it. Yay. Give him me. Yay. And then give him a cookie from Search. Yay. Put another cookie in there. Get ready for the next time. One more hand touch. Good. And now we'll present this again. Nice. Good. See how I'm putting it a little bit high sometimes, a little bit low? You can go back to video number 1 where I talk about all the things that I could use this for. Look at that. And we'll do another one. Come on, mister, get it! Yeah! Thank you! What's in there? What's in there for you? There it is, get it! So in video number 1 where I talked about all the great things. Okay, buddy, let's get you back on your bed. Here we go, mister. Hop it up. Good. Video number 1, I talk about all the great things you could teach your dog or puppy to do once they are targeting. This video was really about getting you used to how I plan my training. Now, I have Mission on a leash, but now that I've had one session and I know he's going to work with me and he's not going to wander off, I can take the leash off. Even if you're in your room, I would still start with a leash just to keep them in this little area. So we'll do one more session with him and that's it. And that would be all I would do. I wouldn't do another session with him till, maybe later tonight, 4 or 5 hours from now, or maybe not until tomorrow. So we'll do one more session. I'm going to take his leash off and I give him a cookie for staying on his bed while I take his leash off. And then I'm going to break, search, yay! And then I said break and search with him because he really doesn't understand the search word as well. Look at how good he is. This is a puppy who never played this game before. Good. You got to make sure I'm going to just show you. I'm going to just feed from up here for a little bit. Now watch the difference. Do you see now how he changed his targeting? So just by me, I'm going to feed up here for 2. See how I forgot, I almost fed in the good position. It's hard for me to be a bad dog trainer. So do you see how he's starting to target up near my hand now just because, here bud, because I'm not bringing the cookies, I'm getting biting, getting all sorts of bad behavior. I'll go back to good mechanics and watch the difference. Hey bud, I'll feed down there. I'm going to, because I rewarded him when he was, there we go. See how the difference is when you practice good mechanics? Just rewarding, that was 1 bite. Good, that's good. Super good, super good, super good. We'll put you back on your bed. Hop it up. Here we go, hop it up, good boy. And there you have it. Remember, present, observe, mark, then reward. Think about where you're going to place the reward because that will have a huge impact on your behavior. Remove the stimulus that you're asking the dog to touch, and then reload before you start it all over again. That's it. How we go about writing a lesson plan and executing a lesson plan. If you have any ideas of things you'd like me to demonstrate here on YouTube, just leave me a comment. Let me know. And be sure to go to podcast episode number 60 on Shape My Dog. You can watch them right here on YouTube to see what this video actually referred to.